Hello, 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 hello. So I am going to be completely transparent, honest with you all. So I am gonna laugh through this. So at the beginning of the video and at the end, it says um, don't give up, don't start over, but to continue. And when I tell you at 7 o'clock when I tried to do this and it was not working on Facebook, I was getting text messages, I was getting people saying like it's not working, and I'm sitting here like, what do I do? But I didn't give up, and I didn't start over. We continued, and we're back. We're back, and we both in all places. So I am super super excited to bring to you all this topic of life insurance. It's something that, with the passing of my parents, that I had to learn quickly. I had to learn what it was about. I heard about it, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it for myself, let alone what it could do for Noah, what it could do for other family members. So I hope that in this topic, our last topic in October, that my beautiful, beautiful God sister will be able to answer some questions and just kind of talk about life insurance. I know it's kind of a topic we don't want to dab into sometimes because it surrounds death, right? But it's important. It's real important. So I am not going to hold y'all any longer because I know y'all was waiting at 7. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in. So I am excited to introduce my God sister, Kristina.
Hey, 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 we did it.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. Yes, we persevered through that.
Look, don't give up or start over. Period.
Okay?
Period.
That's that manifestation you be talking about, you know?
Okay, because sometimes it get hard. You be like, I thought I had it together. I
Mhm.
crossed my T's, I dot my I's. Why is there circles appearing?
Okay.
But
Absolutely.
we're gonna jump into it because people's looking for us at 7, but we're gonna jump into it because
We're here now.
we here. Okay, period. But I really wanna jump into it and really kind of go into what we're here for. But before we do that, we gotta know who you are. We gotta know who you
Yes,
are.
yes, yes,
I ask this
yes.
question to everybody, and that question is, what does manifestation mean to you? I want to know, how do you manifest? What does it mean?
Manifestation to me, um, it means to want something for yourself and for you to align your life with that goal or that want and to push forward towards it. No matter the obstacle in the way, you manifest it, which means that you are looking to achieve it. You're looking to obtain it. You're looking to touch it, have it, experience it. You want that for yourself. So manifestation for me is, it's like that little kid when you're, a kid. What do you want to be when you grow up? And as a kid, it feels so far away. But as an adult, you understand that there are things that you have to do in life to be able to obtain that manifestation.
Look, come on.
Okay, look.
I think what you just said was you have to align yourself
Yes,
with not just the people, the things, but yourself. You have to get yourself
absolutely.
in that right mindset, in that right mental space, in that right feeling, to know, okay, I can achieve this. This is
Hmm.
obtainable. And I think it's something important that you said, which is it's a want, but it's a want that you have for yourself. Not what your
Yes,
family has for you, not what your friends have for you, not what society has for you, but it's a want that you have for yourself. I think that's really
yes.
powerful in manifesting. So I appreciate that, sis. I truly do.
Thank you.
So besides us, you dropping the mic on this manifestation, I want to know who Christina is. Like, we're going to talk about life insurance, y'all. We're going to get into that. But before we get into that, let's know the person behind the title, insurance strategist. No, who is Christina?
Christina is a lot of different. roles in life, but really, Kristina is just a woman on a mission to make a lot of people proud. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. Um, and I think I am just genuinely living my life to satisfy myself, but to also make others around me proud of me and proud of the road that I took in life. And, the things that I do have, you know, pride in what you do. That's
Mhm.
me. I'm prideful. I am kind. I am genuine. So I am all those things in everything that I do, in every hat that I wear.
But and I one thing you said about hats, like don't play.
Okay, that hat is
But
fly.
but really that we all wear so many different hats. So many different hats and so many different titles and so many different things that we are. But it's the genuineness, it's the passion that we put behind it that makes us
Yeah,
who we truly are from the inside out. That despite whatever hat you wear, whatever title you take, you still are you and you bring
yeah.
yourself to the table. So okay, dope mom. Okay, dope woman.
Hello.
Hello. Awesome.
Uh,
So here we are, you guys. We about to dive into these questions and kind of learn a little bit, not only about life insurance, but insurance period. So if you do have a question, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. We're gonna make sure that Christina's information get out there, but we're gonna get into it. So let's get it. So life insurance. I'm not
something
gonna lie.
we look. It's something we gotta have. We gotta have it. Hate to spend it, but need to have it.
Look, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't I knew about life insurance a little bit. Like I started working in corporate. I know when we first got our benefits, it was like, oh, you can get this, you can get that. But I didn't really like understand what life insurance was, nor did I know the importance of it. I was like at the time when I first started my corporate job, I was like in my 20s. Like life insurance, I thought that was like end of life. Like I'm not about to tap into that right now. I don't know what that is. Um,
Absolutely.
it wasn't until the passing of my parents that I needed to understand it more. And I didn't need to understand it more for myself. I need to understand it more for my child. And I need to understand it more for how I prepared for that time.
Right.
It was scary. Like I'm preparing for death. I'm only 30, 31.
Right.
What? But it wasn't
Hmm.
about preparing for death. It was preparing for a generational wealth to continue.
Absolutely.
So can you kind of give us like a simple understanding of what life insurance is?
So before we go into that, just a transparent moment like you
Mhm.
had. Um, I am younger than you're 35. So I'm in a corporate setting as well, very professional setting, that people are relying on information from me to structure their family's generational wealth, so you call it the security financially for their family. I didn't know the importance of it until recently. All I knew was my mom had life insurance, my dad had life insurance. Um, so I think it's important that we take this time to identify that although because we were young, we made that excuse that I don't need it. I'm too young. That's catch me when I'm 30 or 40. People, that's how their mindset is. So life insurance is a form of financial protection for your family upon death. It's a contract between yourself, the policyholder, and an insurance company that pretty much states cash benefits will be given upon death. Circumstantial, there are always circumstances in a contract. It's
Mhm.
not just black and white. There are circumstances, and there are fine print on every contract. Um, that upon death, that a cash benefit will be given to a beneficiary. The beneficiary doesn't have to be one person. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a nonprofit, it could be a charity, it could be anything that you wanted to leave your legacy on.
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
I think that was really key. What you said was that life insurance provides cash benefits and financial security it's to your beneficiary. So that, like you said, it can be your loved ones, it can be um, an organization, it could be whoever you want to receive it. Um,
yeah,
but it allows you to be able to, like you said, lead on that legacy. And for some people, it supports with funeral costs.
yeah,
It supports with paying off homes if you need to pay off a mortgage or any debt.
right,
It can go for many different things, but
right,
like you said, it's a cash benefit that's in a contract. So I want to kind of that like tap into that with that contract and that circumstances. So what are the different types of life insurance? Because that was something new to me too as well. I was like, oh wait, like it's just not one thing.
no,
Oh,
no.
it's different.
So typically, when you think of life insurance, people think either you have it or you don't. Either you have life insurance or you don't. You don't go around like, hey, what kind of life insurance you got? You just know, do you have it or do you not?
Mhm.
So there's a couple different. There's term life, there's whole life, and then there's universal life. Term life is simply what it sounds like, for a term. So typically, when people purchase a term life policy, they purchase it when they buy a home, you get married, you start having children. You can buy it for several different terms, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. There's certain timelines you can buy it for. So if you purchase it for a 30-year term, after 30 years, there are circumstances where you can renew, so
Mhm.
to say, the the term life, but at a higher premium. And if you, of course, pass on in between the 30 years, that cash benefit will be left to, like what you said, pay off a debt, a home, funerals, financially assist your family while they are, transitioning into a life without whomever it is that passed away. Um, that is, it has, if you don't pass before then, the premium will be returned to the insured. So the person who, if you outlive the policy,
Mhm.
you would, and you don't renew, you get the premium back to you. So you'd get the money back, typically, that you've spent on the policy from the start of the term.
Okay.
So term lives are typically less expensive than a whole life. You got to think 30 years versus your whole life, whether you live to be 102, 105. You're purchasing um, a large amount of cash benefit for a smaller amount of time, versus whole life, you could purchase a large amount of cash benefit for the entirety of your life, no matter when you
Mhm.
expire. So whole life is going to be typically more expensive than a term life.
So term,
Um,
just to bring some clarity, because this was something I also kind of struggled with when I was trying to make a decision. Okay, which one do I choose? Um,
hmm
with term, like when you say premium, and this is just being real. Sometimes we know what that means, sometimes we don't. But that's what you would pay on a monthly basis
Monthly, yes.
um, to have.
Premium is the annual amount of the policy, so how much it costs
Mhm.
every month. Some people pay by year, some people pay monthly. So the premium is the actual amount of money that you would pay into the policy on a monthly basis.
Okay. So in that money, if like you said, if you picked a 30-year term life insurance and you live past it, you wouldn't get the life insurance that you signed up for because you live past that. But you would get the money back that you put into it from the
Yes,
annually or monthly
from
payments.
yes.
Okay.
So if you outlive the term that you've selected for your contract for your insurance, typically yes, they will give you back the premium returned to you, for the money that you've paid
Mhm.
towards the policy back to you.
So
Yep.
we got term. I'm kind of get an understanding again. If anybody have any questions about stuff, definitely drop it in the comment section. But we'll also have Kristina's information too for you to have that more one-on-one consultation if you need to have more of a private conversation. Um, but we talked about term insurance. Now, what about whole life? So, what is
So
whole life?
whole life is pretty much, it's going to be more expensive than a term because it's the entirety of your life. So your whole life, if you started at 20 and you live to be 101, it's not going to expire as long as you continue to pay the annual premium every year and you don't let it lapse or anything like that. So typically that's used for, like we said, to leave a legacy on. So if I have a life insurance policy, I would typically, for myself, everybody is, circumstances are different, but for me, it would be my husband. My beneficiary would be my husband, and that money to me would be left for him to pay off our home so that he can have a home for our children to, live in, feel comfortable, feel secure, have stability. It would be for my children's education so that I can, go on to the afterlife knowing that my child is secure with their education. You don't have to struggle, so it's something that you leave for your whole entire family. And it's also used for everyday expenses. If you lose a loved one, um, it's hard to say that the regular citizen will go back to work the next week after a loss. If you lose your husband, people fall into hard times. They need these benefits to keep up with everyday expenses, as simple as paying a mortgage or groceries or,
Mhm.
just everyday life.
So, whole life is the entirety of your life. It's going to be a little bit
Yes.
more expensive, or it might be depending on the person. It
Yes.
might be more. It's going to be more expensive than a term life
Yes.
insurance. But at any time that you,
The benefits, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. It's lagging, so I can't hear you when you're done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
the No, it's okay. So the main benefits of whole life is that, of course, it follows you through the entirety of your life, but you can also use against it. So, say you've been paying on this policy for 50 years. It's portions of the premium go into a different part of the policy, and it grows interest over time. And once you've grown enough cash equity into the policy, you can actually borrow against that policy. And that's the same thing with, a universal life. Those are based off of like the current rates and interest rates that they hold against the policy. And again, everything is so complex. The complexity in different policies, um, it's easiest when you sit down and you actually talk with an insurance agent and you figure out which is best for you.
Mhm.
And, when we talk premium, we talk budget. In our office, we have somebody in our office who is a life insurance specialist. I mean, she can, pretty much hear your circumstances and be able to tell you, uh, you know, in that case, you're looking at about, um, she's been selling life insurance for that long. She's what we call, like, our life insurance guru.
Mhm.
So it's the complexity in life insurance takes time. So we go into a lot of different, like the medical exams. I know that was, another portion we were going to go into. The medical exams, they also play a huge part, and they weigh heavy on premiums, so the amount of the policy. So it's,
I kind of
I
before we
I
go,
hate to
I
say
know
it's
we're gonna go into it.
substantial.
We're gonna go into it. Hold on. But I kind of want to just bring a little bit of clarity before we go into that. But just to recap, y'all, term life and whole insurance. So term life being something that's a fixed amount of time, where whole life is your entirety of your life. Um,
Yes.
and then a beneficiary would be who you select. That can be a loved one, a friend, an organization. It's whoever you want to receive those cash benefits. And then something else you mentioned was with whole life, the benefit of having that is that the premium you put in, however much you pay once it reach a certain specific area, a specific amount, you're able to
Mhm.
pull some cash out of that and borrow against
Yes.
it, um, that you would have to pay back. Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. So now we get into it because this is something that kind of when I like started looking into life insurance, I wasn't aware of. But with some life insurances, not all of them, but with some, it's a chance that you might have to take a medical exam, and that medical exam is important to how much you're going to pay.
Right.
Okay. Can you kind of
So
give us
typically,
more detail about that?
typically when a person gets life insurance, you might be in what's called a group plan. So a group plan is something that people have, a group term life insurance. So it'll come from an employer. That employer has a policy for their company, and they enroll their employees into this group term life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And that is typically what they say is it's about probably about 10 times your annual salary. So it's not a lot, but it's enough. It's enough. Um, but that does not require a medical exam because the employer is taking on that risk.
Okay.
And you're also paying that premium, probably through your paycheck. You're paying that out every month, as you would taxes or anything like that, or your health benefits. So term life through your group is where you wouldn't have to necessarily take a medical exam. So medical exams, I won't say are not always needed. Typically, if you're in good health, they may, to start off, you have to even do the quote for life insurance, you have to fill out what we call a questionnaire. Sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's electronic. We send it to you. You fill it out in the best of your knowledge, but
Mm-hmm.
it behooves you to be honest, because you don't want to mislead the insurance. You want to go in there. So say if you have, high blood pressure, you don't want to pretend like you have nothing going on. You want to be honest, because if they find that there were any discrepancies in your health history and you had anything going on, there is a case by case basis that, benefits are denied or things like that. So it behooves everyone to be honest when it comes to your health
Mm-hmm.
and where you are on the classification levels for
Okay.
the insurance. And the medical exam will determine that once you go, and it's like a physical. You play sport in school, you have to take a physical to make sure that they're able to identify that you're healthy enough to maintain running track, running 6 miles. It's, running back and forth. They have to make sure that you're in good enough shape to take on the risk of getting hurt or anything like that. And if you're in bang up shape and you don't have great health, some life insurance companies won't take the risk because they don't know if you will make it through. And if you don't make it through, and if I just give every John, Joe, and Harry, a life insurance policy, and I don't know if you're going to make it tomorrow, if you're going to, expire in 2 months, in 2 years, they don't want to take the risk on for every insured, not knowing what your health is like. Now, if it's unexpected, that's different. But if you have underlying health conditions, that is going to weigh heavily. It's like a ticket. That's what, that's how I was learned or taught, is that it's like a ticket. It's a risk alert. So if you get a ticket on your driver's license, you're telling the insurance company, I'm not a safe driver. Like it's pretty much telling the insurance company, I'm not safe. So that makes your premium go higher. And if you are unhealthy, that's a risk alert. If you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, if you have diabetes, it's telling the insurance company like, he healthy, but we don't know how healthy he is. And so it makes the premium go up, because if you're going to pay a high premium for a policy, that means that you want it. You want it, you want this benefit for your family. You want to ensure that your family is protected financially, and sometimes people pay astronomical amounts of numbers for life insurance. But I would rather pay now than to have my family or my wife having to suffer or go make GoFundMe's and things like that and have to stress over having to bury me or having to lose me. So
Mhm.
it's worth it in the end, despite the dollar amount that's on the piece of paper that we give you.
So I want to reiterate that a medical exam is typically something that is asked, but you're still going to fill out a questionnaire regarding your health. And just to be completely honest, in that and being transparent, because you want to make sure that whatever benefits that you can get, they won't be denied um,
Later on.
after your passing to your family.
Yes.
In addition to that, knowing that even if you do have um, medical concerns right now or medical challenges right now, that does not mean don't get life insurance. That does not mean
Yes.
that you're going to be denied life insurance. Now, it might change the amount that you can qualify for, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't get
And to
any life.
clarify, every company is different. Every company's qualifications may be different. And also, it's not just the underlying health conditions, it's the controlled. The are you going for your annual checkups? Are you going for your doctor's appointments routinely? Are you making sure that your health is under control? They'll ask for a physician statement. So your doctor may speak on your behalf. Yes, he has high blood pressure, but he maintains it very well. He does his blood pressure readings at home. He makes sure that, he's changing his diet. I do see a change in his weight. So those things also matter, because although you may have health conditions, the fact that you're taking the initiative to control them so that your lifespan is not dwindling away and it's actually maintained, that also does play a role in what they call the medical exam that's needed for insurance.
And I think that right there is really, really important. And I'm so thankful that you just kind of brought some more light to that. I know it's a heavy topic, y'all. Like, whew, I just got off of work. I just got
Right.
children. Now we talking straight into life
Right.
insurance. Yes. Yes, because it's so important, and it's something
Yeah.
that it's okay to talk about. It's okay to prepare. And if you don't know and you don't, you have some deeper questions and you want to kind of dive in a little bit more, um, have no, you can reach out, whether it's to Kristina or whoever you reach out to in regards to it. Ask those questions. Be transparent in what you need, what you want, or if you don't even know what you want, kind of ask those questions too. Of like, hey, can you kind of tell me a little bit more? What could it cover? How can it support? Um, One more question that I have for you. I know we talked about a little bit. We talked about what is life insurance. We talked about beneficiaries. We talked about medical exams. We talked about through your work. I did have a question about that regarding work. Now, let's say you leave a company. What does
Right.
that mean? Like you left the company. Does that life insurance policy go with you? Does it
No.
stop? How does it work?
So once you leave the company, the benefit does not follow you.
Okay.
Um, so typically, people who have group term life insurance, they also pursue outside life insurance, because those life insurance policies might not be enough to cover what you would think would be needed to pay off a mortgage, or send your kids to college if you have multiple children. So people have outside insurance companies that provide them other policies. Now, if I leave a job, typically you would think that if I'm working a job that's offering me a group life insurance policy, I would be moving to another job that
Mhm.
would also offer me something like that. So, people are very strategic, especially if something's given to you in your benefits package, and you know that it's important, you find a way to maintain it. Like
Oh,
I said, you would go to a company who would provide that benefit as well, but it does not go with you from company. Once you leave, you're no longer a part of the group. You're
okay.
no longer in the
Nope,
group.
I get it. So if you are getting, or if you have a group life insurance policy through your company and you leave,
Yes.
that insurance does not follow you. Question with that.
Typically, now there are some typically
Okay.
now there are some companies who will allow you to, purchase, keep paying for the policy. Now that I have heard, but typically standard, it does not follow you. But there are certain companies who will allow for you to take that policy with you on your own accord.
Okay. Okay. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. Now this is just a question. I'm not sure if anyone has it, but it was kind of on my mind. So you pay money into this policy. Do you lose that
When you say lose, you mean like you get nothing in return?
money? Yeah.
You get the security and the stability while you're there.
Okay.
So
So, okay. So while you're there, it's the secret and stability, but once you leave, you kind of just
yeah,
you take that L.
not it's not really an L. You take the knowledge with you that this is important. I know it's important. I need to go find it on my own.
Okay. So that's why people tend to have life insurance, not just at their job, but also outside of it.
That is why, yes, I never understood until I got into this field why my mother had several. I'm like, girl, how many do you need? But it is very common for people to have several life insurance policies,
Okay.
whether it's different beneficiaries on different policies. Some people may have one policy, their husband or their spouse is the beneficiary. They have another policy where their children are solely the beneficiaries. So people have different policies for different reasons and different beneficiaries. So that's very typical.
Nope, that makes sense. I am, girl, you giving me a lot of knowledge. I hope y'all are getting this knowledge because we are getting all of it. Okay, we are understanding
Yes.
all of the life insurance. um, Okay, so I think we kind of hit some topics. I haven't really got any questions, and I just want to make sure people know that they can, if it's a question you have or you are kind of like, I need a little bit more information, but I don't want to publicly like say anything or ask anything on comments. I'm going to make sure that Christina's information is below as well as in the credits when we finish. Um, but to kind of just bring it full circle. I really want to touch base on. We talked about a lot of things, whole life term. We talked about medical. We talked about within jobs. We talked about beneficiaries. I just want to kind of end it with your. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say advice, but any words of encouragement when it comes to life insurance. It can be a very daunting um, topic, as well as it can also seem like it's a lot. Like I need to figure out this. I might have a medical exam. I might have to do this. I got to provide this. Like I got to have this amount of money. Like it can seem overwhelming once.
Absolutely.
So can you provide us with any kind of like encouragement around that?
Um, the encouragement I will provide is that although it may seem overwhelming, we have to make selfless decisions when it comes to um, our family, our loved ones, and that burden that is put on the people we leave behind. We want to make sure that on this side, we can protect and provide one last time for them. And I feel that the stress of burying a mother, the stress of burying a father, a parent, a child, a loved one, a spouse, is so heavy and hard on people that they have no idea um, how that plays into the mourning process of having to bury someone and come up with the funds versus taking time to mourn, taking time to funeral arrangements and things like that. Just the importance that although you're young, you never know when it's your time. You never know when you're going to, pass on, and you have young children, you have parents, you have people who love you. Um, I can't stress enough. I mean, we were talking before this that, I've heard the, the saddest of the saddest stories, and people are, I can't produce death certificates yet, and do you know if my mom has any policies with you guys, and I just lost my mom. And it's like, in the panic of that moment, you want to help someone,
Mm-hmm.
but at this point in time, once it's too late, you have to educate the youth,
Yeah.
because they might not have that knowledge from their parents. So they're, coming together with their siblings and their family, trying to get funds to bury and to lay to rest peacefully their loved ones. So as a youth, me, I'm still part of the youth. So as a youth, I feel the importance is telling young kids that life insurance, you need life insurance too.
Yeah.
Your parents also will have to bury you. Your children will no longer have daddy to, help them with school and football and soccer, and those are financial burdens way heavy on people.
Yeah.
And although I seen you carry it like a champ, Tay. I seen you carry it like a champ, and I've seen a lot of people close to me carry that burden like a champ.
But it's
Everybody is
not
not built.
that, but I want to be honest with y'all. Like, girl, I almost felt a little teary eyed. Y'all know I tried to be a thug and I almost lost it. I got to bring that back on my shoulder, y'all, because I almost lost my. Y'all be trying to get me on here, y'all. I dusted off and it must have been heavy because
You dusted it off and came back.
it came back like you ain't about to just brush us off.
Mm-mm.
Um, but in the passing of my parents, it was a lot of stress and a lot of worry and a lot of concern. But to know that they were able to, like you said, and I thought it was so powerful that you said it, provide one last time. And I'm so thankful that they were able to do that because, girl, trying not to get there. Didn't I tell you this is why we
We don't do laugh.
okay. But to be honest, having that is so important because um my mom, it was hard to talk about what she wanted. It was hard to talk about those conversations of this is how I will want my funeral, this is how I will want you to bury me, this is how, but you don't gotta worry about the finances because I got that covered. I
Yeah.
got that covered. I just need you to follow through and execute on it. And the same thing with my dad, having that conversation, sitting with him, that was hard. That was these conversations are hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, as you know,
Yeah.
we're talking about life insurance, we're talking about a benefit of finances, but these conversations have to be talked about, and they're hard conversations. Yeah, you might be covered, but you also are still holding it like, dang, once I'm here, yeah, I got that stress off of me, and like you said, it allows you to grieve and
Yeah.
mourn without stress. And if that's what caused me to look into life insurance, that's what caused me to move forward. Because to be honest with y'all, I did not really understand the importance until my parents passed. And I knew, let me make sure Noah's good.
Yes.
Let me make sure. And then that's something before we end, I want to really push on is that not even if you don't have children, whoever you leave your benefits to, that if it's a minor, it is stipulations and things that they can't receive it until after the age of 18, um, unless they have someone that's of benefit or who will manage it for them that you also include on it. But I just want
Right.
to make sure that I, like you said, provide one last time. God forbid I pass away early, but at this current time, I do at least have that less worry that I know
Yeah.
Noah will be okay,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's and the
Absolutely.
financial aspect of it.
So it makes, for me, I feel like it makes the money aspect of it worth it. You
Yeah.
know, it makes the money aspect worth it because this money that I'm paying monthly to make sure that you're good when I'm gone, well and gone, is gonna be worth it to me in the end because I can rest peacefully. When you lay a loved one to rest, you want them to rest in peace. And in order for you to rest in peace, you have to know that your children are okay, your loved ones are okay, your spouse is okay, your parents are okay. And God forbid we leave this earth, sooner than we would have wanted or sooner than we would have hoped.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, some of us have to bury our children, bury children when it should be the other way around. Our children should be burying us. Um, you want to make sure that even children are covered. Of course, children don't have debt. Children don't have debt. They don't have any bills to pay off. But you can also add children as riders to a policy, meaning you add them, it's an additional add on to your policy, just to cover funeral costs, that it will cost to bury a child. A lot of parents think that that's very morbid, to think about, but they're babies, they're kids, they're small. um, Mothers would never want to even imagine something happening to their children. But if it did, nobody could tell me right now that I have to stop and, put together money to bury my son. I would want it to be taken care of and I could just mourn and, make his homegoing beautiful. The stress that it puts on parents and people in that time of grief is tremendous. It's tremendous.
I just thank you. I thank you for being transparent, and I thank you for talking about a topic that we need not just in our community, but to everybody. We need to make sure we understand it, make sure that we take not advantage of it, but we utilize what we can to plan that future, that legacy that continues after us. So again, I appreciate you, you dope mom, woman, sister, friend, wife, everything, daughter. That you wear so many hats, but you genuinely and passionately, whatever it is that you do, you bring full circle. And I appreciate that,
Yes,
even though this is something, like you said, you relatively are, a new venture because you have worn so many different hats, but you come genuine and you come passionate about it because you want to make sure it's something you said earlier that people have the ability to live life, a sustainable life. And I appreciate that. I do.
absolutely, absolutely. And I encourage and I really hope that even the viewers who are watching this, if you don't have life insurance, that you still educate others.
Yeah.
And if you have no idea, if you don't want to reach out to me, if you don't want to call my agency and to, obtain life insurance, because you might like your agent, or call your auto insurance carrier and ask them, what kind of products do you guys carry? Do you offer life insurance? That agent may not be qualified in life insurance like a lot of us are not, but we do have a life insurance specialist in our building, in our field, in our company. So if you call your auto insurance company and say, hey, do you guys offer life insurance? No, but we know a place that you can go. So it just takes one time, one question, one person to entertain the idea of you getting life insurance. And
Mhm.
next thing you sign an application and you making sure your babies is taken care of. So
Come on.
I just encourage people to take that step, take that first step, and move forward. My parents make a joke like, you out here insuring everybody, and I'm like, I got to, I got to push the word.
Nope, and I receive it, and I hope to continue to spread this. And if you're watching, share it with people, talk about it. I know we won't be able to put it in this segment. I wish we could, but we're gonna have to bring you back because I know there's questions about homeowner insurance too. Like, what does it mean? What does homeowner insurance mean? What does having car insurance? Those different topics. It's so many things, but
Yeah,
I appreciate you really diving into life insurance. And if anybody wants to talk to you about life insurance, home insurance, auto insurance, any type of insurance, they can reach out to you at, I want to make sure I put the phone number down so they can reach out to you at 586-522-4731. And then also, when we finish this, we'll play an outro video, which will include your email, your phone number, and your cell phone.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I love you. I appreciate you so
I
much.
love you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
All right. Now you can get to the babies. I know they like, where is my mama?
I'm in the car. They looking at me through the window. So this was the quietest place I could be.
I appreciate it. All right. Talk to you soon.
All righty. Thank you so much. You have a good night, beautiful.
You too.
Love you.
Love you.